Hi everyone, you're watching another episode of Nadia TV, and today I want to share with you what to feed your doggy. Let me put him down because he's probably not very comfortable here, but I want to tell you what am I feeding him. Alright, so I had a lot of questions asked about what kind of food we actually buy for him. And the answer is we don't buy food for him at all because we make our own, and it's actually kind of easy and it's actually kind of quick, especially if you have a small dog like this. You know, he weighs 20 pounds, so we make enough food for 2 weeks, so it lasts a little while and it's something that he enjoys a lot. And then I know for a fact that the food that goes in there is human grade food, so it's not dog grade food, because unfortunately a lot of brands of dog food have ground up euthanized animals from the shelters. Well, actually that kind of stuff also ends up in feeding animals that we eat later on too, but that's, you know, factory farms and all that. I'm sure you don't eat that meat anyway, but for dogs that's especially true, and that's all sorts of things that go into the dog food that is just commercial brands. It's just so scary that in no way this is something that my dog would be eating, you know, especially knowing that I'm very conscious about what I'm eating. Knowing what our dog eats was also very important to me. And it's funny because we actually realized that for dogs sooner than we realized it for ourselves. So the dog started eating healthy before we started eating healthy. So anyway, so the recipe for dog food that we make. I take steel cut oats, and that would be 3 cups of steel cut oats, and you cook it, so it's not cooked, it's uncooked, 3 cups, and you cook it. That's the only part that we cook. So it's steel cut oats, and then we take 1/8 of a cup of kelp, which is a seaweed, which is extremely good for your dog. And I actually bought a huge box of kelp on Amazon, and it's gonna last so many years. So this is for one batch of food that's gonna last you 2 weeks, by the way. So 3 cups of oats, 1/8 of kelp, 2 cups of different vegetables. And what I actually do is, if we don't have anything else, then we'll just grind up some carrots. I put it in a food processor and you just grate it. Otherwise, you take the vegetables that you have leftovers of. That, for example, you've been cooking, I don't know, broccoli, and you have broccoli stems. You don't want to throw them away. I wouldn't throw them away anyway. I would juice them, but if I don't juice them, I can put it into the dog food. Or the ends of like parsley and dill, you know, the hard ones, also put them in the dog food. So any kind of vegetables, 2 cups. Then 1/4 cup of oil, and you can use different type of oil here. Olive oil, hemp oil, flax oil, you know, it just omega-3s for the dog. It's very good, so he needs the good fat too. Then we take 3 pounds of organic grass-fed pasture-raised meat, and it's ground beef, so, or ground chicken, so whatever we can find that we know that is organic, grass-fed, pasture-raised meat. And the side note about animals, actually dogs can be vegetarian. I didn't quite figure it out yet for him. He loves his meat, but dogs can be vegetarian, so I'll figure it out later and I'll let you know. Cats, however, cannot be vegetarian. Cats are very, very carnivorous, so if you have a cat, you absolutely have to feed them animal protein. But with dogs, they can be vegetarian, so it's possible to figure out the ratio and feed them without the meat. So the meat is raw. It's fresh ground beef and it's raw. We don't cook it. because animals, dogs actually have a stronger flora, and they can handle some bacteria better, although there are some people who actually eat raw meat themselves too, so go figure. But that's what he eats. And then we add 2 cloves of garlic, and as you know, garlic and onion can be bad for your dog. It can actually cause anemia, but in small amounts it is good. It's all about the quantity, just like grapes and chocolates, which are bad for your dog. If he eats 1 grape or a tiny piece of avocado or a tiny piece of chocolate, he's not going to die. It's all about the toxicity becomes with a big amount. And the reason why garlic is in his food, and it's in 1 big batch, 2 cloves of garlic, is because the fleas and other insects don't like the taste. So if you eat garlic, you don't taste that good. I guess if not to vampires, then not to anybody else either. So, fleas actually avoid dogs who eat garlic. So that's a good thing, obviously. And then we use 1/6 of a cup of bone meal. This is really the best bone meal, solid gold, or it's good for all sorts of animals. So this is ground up bones of animals, and as far as I remember, it's not from United States. So it's a you want to, this is calcium, this additional calcium that they need for their bones, and this is actually bones for them, so that's great. And then we use 1/2 a cup of flax seeds, which adds fiber, and it also adds omega-3s. So obviously, as you can see, this couldn't possibly be a bad meal for our dog. He gets a lot of different nutrients right there, and because vegetables can vary, he gets different vegetables. And with the oatmeal and then the raw meat, he gets all this beautiful food. And the truth of the matter is, this whole batch maybe cost us, I don't know, $40, right? But this is the food for the dog for 2 weeks. And making it, the only thing that's, you need to wait is to make the oats. We make steel cut oats, so they take a little longer to make. And then you just pack it in little baggies according to the weight of your doggy. Our dog, it's about 300 grams that he eats per day. So we put it in little baggies. We have a little scale, and you just put in Ziploc bags, 300 grams in each one, which is I'm gonna put down how many ounces it is below the video. So you put that in the little Ziploc baggies, and that's it. So it's so easy. And these baggies go into the fridge all packed up, and then you take out 1 bag and you feed it to him in the morning, at night, or if you feed the dog only once, then the whole thing at once, and that's it. It's really easy. It's fresh food. It's great for him. It doesn't cost that much, and it's 100% organic. It's 100% good for him. It's great supplements. And I actually took the recipe from Dr. Pete Cairn, because I'm not a veterinarian. So there's a great book that's Holistic Health for Dogs and Cats from Dr. Pete Cairn, and this is where I took the recipe from, and over time I adjusted it a little. So this is what he's eating, and it's great. And in terms of supplements, he has this Daily Best vitamin that he takes every day, and chicken liver flavored, so he loves it. You just give him the tablet, he chews it, he loves it. This is something that he also has. I just add to his food, and it's but it's just additional. You don't have to do that. This is for joints, because he's a dachshund, as you could see, and dachshunds have weaker backs and weaker joints. So this is something that is good for them. And this is amazing because people need to take this. This has like reishi mushrooms and all sorts of different mushrooms in it, and it's all organic. So this is an amazing supplement. I think he takes a probiotic as well, which I add to his food every day. And this is something that we give him in summer, because we generally don't like to medicate him. So this is Heartworm Protect, and you just put some drops in the, and it's sold in Only Natural Pet Store and online, and you just put few drops during summer months in his food, so that again mosquitoes are not attracted to him, because heartworm they get from mosquitoes, and because we don't want to give him those heavy, you know, drugs that need to be against the worms. He takes this, and we test him for worms every year, and it's always perfectly fine. And this is what we use against fleas. So I wash him, and then I put a few drops and brush him, and that's what I put on him. And it's herbal defense oil. It smells like lemongrass and things like that, and the fleas hate the smell. So we actually don't have any problem with fleas at all for years. And it's funny, when we used to put the chemicals on him, you know, those spot treatment, first of all, he was feeling sick the whole day. He would just lie down and sleep. You could see that this is a very strong pesticide. It's a pesticide. Imagine you drinking poison. I mean, it's just not good for you in any way. So yes, the fleas go, but then 3 weeks when it wears off, the fleas appear again. And now that we stopped using that completely, and we only use this, there are no fleas. He goes to doggy parks, he interacts with other doggies, we take him out 3 times a day to go for a walk, and he doesn't get fleas. So that's pretty amazing on my books. So if you have any questions about this, please feel free to comment below. I'll be very happy to help you. And go over to my website, which is nadiarichards.com, and follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I'm gonna have all the links below. Leave me your questions for any future videos. I'll be happy to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.